What's up, you guys? I am here with Mr. Obese to Beast again. Again. So we had quite the fiasco go down. You guys know.
You did.
I know.
My
I know.
videos.
Of course, yours go smoothly. You're a professional YouTuber. I'm like, I can't even. I have no patience for this. Oh my gosh. No. So we filmed a video for both of our channels on Sunday when we had the meetup, which was freaking awesome, by the way, getting to meet you guys. That was my first meetup ever. I was, oh my gosh, no. It was so fun. I'm like, still can't even.
That's why I love going
I'm on cloud nine.
That's why I love going to expos, because it's like a huge meetup.
Yeah, I know, it's so fun. So, yeah, we had lots of fun on Sunday, filmed 2 videos. His came out fine, of course, and that's up on his channel. I'll link it in the description below. But I filmed a video. We just did a little Q&A. I posted on Instagram asking you guys to send in some questions. We filmed that, and then the footage got destroyed by my camera. So we're going to go ahead and do that again. We're going to go ahead and answer some of these questions. I'm just going to go, I screenshotted some that I liked, and
She's going to surprise me. I have no idea.
I know, except for the fact that we answered a lot of these ones last time.
Let's
but, you know. Alright, so, first one. Is there something you'd like to tell your old self and why? I love you both so much. You're my favorite YouTubers. Lots of kisses from France. Well, Shireen Ka.
Thank you very much. That's a really good question. I can answer that first, I think.
Alright, go.
So, when it comes to my former self, if you mean like, I guess there's 2 answers. There's like the first thing I think of is like, tell myself when I was losing weight. Like, what would I tell myself? And then there's the answer of like, tell myself before I had started losing weight. But if I could tell myself something when I was losing weight, and this is something that I tell people that are losing weight in general, is like, it's not a sprint.
Yeah.
It's a marathon, so like, don't get caught up in how much weight you're losing every single day or every single week. Obviously, you want to see that downward trend, but you don't need to lose more than 10 pounds every single week. Like, there's no reason for that. There's no reason to lose weight super, super fast. The reason that I say that is because that's how I developed binge eating disorder. You know, I have a ton of videos on my channel that talk about how that happened to me, and it was because I just felt the need to, not even just like for myself, but other people would say, oh, you're doing so well, like, congratulations. And in my head, I'm like, if I don't continue losing weight, I'm gonna fail them. Not just me. You know, it's gonna be like everyone around me is gonna feel like I failed, and I didn't want that. So that's what I would tell, you know, myself when I was losing weight. And then, you know, before I was losing weight, just tell myself like, yo, you're gonna lose weight and you're gonna get super jacked. Like,
oh my gosh. Well, no, I think I kind of along the same lines, just that like there's no real destination.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's a goal weight or a size, or even being able to do something that like you weren't able to do before, I feel like what's really cool is that kind of this whole journey or stuff like that, it really evolves over time.
Yeah.
And getting into that mentality of there's no
finish line. Like, even though I say marathon, like, that's not even 100% correct, because there really is no finish line.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel for myself, a lot of people are like, you did it, you lost the weight. But, like, for me, I have so many other goals now that, like, it like went from this one race I was running to like now it's like a triathlon or like a decathlon, like so many events that I want to, you know, do, that there's no end goal. And I understand it's like good to have a goal and like work for it, but I know, like, for me, if I would have, when I was 360 pounds, if I said I want to be 180 pounds, that's my goal, and like that's where I got down to for the physique show, I had no idea what my body was going to look like at that weight.
Yeah.
So like really having that goal in the beginning would have just not made much sense, because I didn't know. And then if you, especially a lot of people get so caught up in that number that they have set for themselves in the beginning, that maybe that number is not healthy for you to get to. You know what I mean? Like, maybe 150 pounds just isn't healthy for you to get to, so striving for it is kind of pointless towards the end. But now we're going off.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I was
but also, though, just being someone who shares like your kind of journey online, that can be there can be so much pressure with that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly, right. That's part of it as well.
Right. Yeah. Alright, second question from Toaster Doors. What has it been like getting positive attention after losing weight, and did you feel offended or flattered or both? Good question.
You answer first.
Me first?
I answered the first one.
I like you doing. Okay, so
it's your channel.
I know, I'm not good at having a YouTube channel though.
Yeah, you are.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what's it like? It's odd, and like I don't know if I'll ever get used to it. Yeah, no, I'm not used to really getting like positive attention, and it definitely has changed. Have you noticed it's changed? Right, it changes. Yeah, and so I don't know. I mean, at first I was kind of like offended, like, wow, the world's pretty messed up, dude. That like, why the fact that people would treat me so differently, like just going out in public, the way that like salespeople treat you, the way that literally anyone treats you, the way that girls want to be my friend, the way that guys give you attention, like, it's just crazy. Like literally every single aspect of of interaction with people has changed for me in some way. And so, I don't know, I guess there was at first like a little bit of resentment maybe, but then it's like, who do you even resent? I don't know, the world. Like, and that's not a healthy place to be in. So it's like, you know, I kind of just, I'm getting used to it, and I kind of just observe it happening, and it's interesting.
Yeah. For me, like, I haven't, if I really think about, like, in real life, I haven't noticed too much of a difference.
No?
Not really. Like, maybe I have. I mean, it's been a while since I was, you know, heavier, and, like, obviously, like, my whole life was just different then. Yeah. You know, I was 20 years old when I started losing weight. I'm 24 now, and I was, like, you know, I honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I interacted with more people when I was heavier, because now what I do is, like, I work from home, and I go to the same places every day. When I was heavier, like, that's what I was going through high school, I was going through college, I was around a lot more people, so, but I would say, online, it's definitely a lot different. Like, obviously, more people are much more just kind of aggressive online, and like
no filter.
Like recently, I posted a picture, and literally, I'm not exaggerating. Like, there was like 2 marriage proposals.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing. Oh my gosh,
and,
no.
I just don't know how to react to that. And like for me, when I lost the weight is like when I started my you know, my Instagram and stuff, and like, you know, saying my name is Obese to Beast, and like, you know, using that as my thing. So I just didn't really have interaction really much before, and then now it's like there's so much. It's like it's definitely interesting, and like it is. I can see what you mean by like having that kind of resentment, but at the same time, like I definitely understand that people are at first attracted to looks. It's just how we're programmed. You know?
No, it's true.
And so I guess I just don't feel as like I don't feel like I need to be as over the top when it comes to like trying to show my personality first. Because this might sound kind of douchey, I guess, but like I feel like I have the looks to where I don't need to do that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
But my personality is still the same, but I just don't feel like I need to be
overcompensate.
Yes, exactly. But you know, as far as like me being upset about it, not really, because I do understand it, and I can only imagine it's probably so much different for women, because I know guys are so much more visual. And just like, you know, attracted to looks. So I get it. I'm sure for you it has been more drastic than for me.
Yeah. Jules Gets Fit, who we both met at the meetup for the first time, says,
she's awesome.
How much have your tattoos changed since losing weight? Love you both. Love you, Jules. This was one that I wanted to talk about, and I found it interesting because we already answered this on the vlog before, so this is literally like David Bailey. I got it right before I started losing weight, and I think it probably has something to do with like where my tattoo is, because it's on my wrist and it kind of folds right here. But it's definitely gotten darker, but there's like little patches in there, and like this part's darker, and then there's like it's like a jagged line and stuff. So I'm planning on getting mine touched up. But you said yours hadn't changed much.
Yeah, for me, so the tattoos that I had, this is actually better because I can actually sell them more. The tattoos that I had before I lost weight were the ones that are on my forearms, and I did that on purpose because in my head, when I was overweight, I always thought to myself that my forearms really aren't that big, and I don't feel like they'll change that much if I do lose weight, hopefully. So like that's literally why I got tattoos here. And if I'm being completely honest, when I was heavier, I wore t-shirts, but my t-shirts literally, because I was so big, they came down. I'm not exaggerating, came down to my forearms because I didn't like showing my upper arm at all, or like my upper legs or anything, right? So obviously, I'm 18 years old. If I get a tattoo, I want people to see it. That's just how it was.
that's the thing.
So I got them here. But these ones haven't changed much at all.
Alrighty, so the camera just cut off a little bit. I don't have a nice fancy camera yet. It overheats in about 15 minutes. But, you know, we're working with it. So, we're going to leave. Where did we leave off exactly? Do you remember?
Tattoos.
Tattoos. I think we finished that thought, though, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so tattoos. Mine have changed. He says his haven't changed.
Mine haven't changed, and one thing I didn't get to say is this tattoo was after I lost the weight on my upper arm, so I don't have any real information.
Oh yeah, and then, okay, so we were talking about this last video. But, so I asked how, like, was it different with getting the tattoo with loose skin?
Yeah, like, obviously, so I still do have, like, loose skin on my arms, as you can see, so that...
That's crazy. You can't tell, dude. You cannot tell at all. So look.
But, like, definitely, like, when he was, like, up here, I can tell, like, he had to move it around a little bit more, but he literally didn't even mention it, so I don't think it was that big of an issue for him.
John, have you changed your mind about having any sort of skin removal surgery like Morgan has and plans to do?
No, it's funny that right after I talked about the loose skin on my arm, but nothing's changed. The reason that I think the way I do is because first off, I don't like getting surgery, so it's not something I like something to look forward to, you know?
Yeah.
And I understand that for me, the amount of loose skin that I do have, not saying that it's an issue or anything, but I just know that it wouldn't be one surgery. It'd be at least probably 3. And that's a lot of recovery time and
So
a lot of
much,
time
yeah.
out of the gym doing exactly what I love.
You could not last. I literally do not think you would go crazy.
I know, and like I understand people are like, oh, it's only a few months and then the rest of your life you're okay. I understand that, but like right now I'm just enjoying what I'm doing so much, and like I'm not having like if I wear compression clothes, I literally don't have an issue with my loose skin at all. It doesn't get in the way. It doesn't bother me, you know. And for me, like. I think if I did get the surgery, it would be when I'm 35 or something like that, when I could take the time off and it wouldn't be as big of an issue, maybe even later in life. But right now, like, I'm just happy where I am, so I don't see a need to have to get the surgery. And a lot of people, like, what I've realized is the reason people ask the question so much is because they're used to seeing, like, Extreme Makeover, not Home Edition, Extreme Makeover, or, like, Biggest Loser, those shows where people lose all the weight, and then, like, at the end, they always get the surgery. It's just part of it, right? You have to finish the story, you have to have the surgery. And for me, that's just not the case. Like, I don't think that my journey isn't over because I haven't gotten the surgery. It's just, you know, it's just not something
It's not part of it. Did you ever have a point, though, like, during your weight loss journey where you thought, that's definitely something I want to look into?
I think I'm sure I did. I mean, I'm not gonna say never. But when I realized how, like, the surgery that you would have to get and like what it would have to be like and stuff like that, I think I've always just kind of been like, and one thing I do need to say for me, like the amount of loose skin that I have for how much weight I've lost is very, I think, minimal compared to what it could be. So I'm very lucky with that. If it was maybe like all over my arms and like I couldn't even wear tank tops and like I couldn't even wear regular clothes without it showing all the time, then it might be a little bit different because then I wouldn't feel like I'm able to live a normal life. But I really feel like I'm able to live a normal life, so it's not that big of an issue for me. And like like when I was losing the weight, I think when I first realized like what is happening, because I didn't even really know much about loose skin, I was like, oh, I wonder like how, like if this will go down. And then once I had lost weight, I realized, you know, what loose skin was. You know, it's
weird how when your body's changing, because when you set out to lose weight, you really do it for a reason, like, oh, I want to look this way, and you assume kind of what you're going to look like, and then when you start to see things that you weren't expecting, it's kind of like, wait a second, what's going on here?
Exactly.
So, probably the most asked question, or at least along the lines of this, well, actually, I like this one. Do the constant questions about you two being an item get annoying? So, first of all, everybody's asking if we're dating. Are we dating, John? No, we're not dating. We're not dating. We just met. You know, so we're not dating. And do the questions get annoying?
They get frustrating when, like, at least for me, when I feel like I've made a good video where, like, especially like the video where you're talking about your journey and like there's so much great information and like not frustrating, but it's like, man, you guys missed the point.
I know.
And it's just kind of weird for me because it's almost like people want it to happen so bad that they think if they say it so many times, like it'll force it
into reality.
But then it just makes it super awkward. Like luckily, I mean, it's not awkward for us, but like I can imagine if it was like two people that weren't us. You know what I mean? They'd be like,
no, I know.
Like scared and stuff. And then it makes it like, if I wanted to, like, because I really feel like you do have a lot of good information, you're really good on camera, so like it's like, oh, I'd love to record more videos with you, but then in the back of my head I'm like, but I just don't want people thinking we're dating. And so it's like, it makes it weird. It's just, but it is interesting and it's nice of you guys. You guys are super, and I understand the intentions, but
most of the people are sweet about it. Some people are way aggressive, but especially that one video.
Super aggressive. I had some people that like literally were like, if you don't date her, like, you're a piece of crap kind of comments. And I'm like
threats.
What?
I know. It's crazy.
Strange. That's kind of strange.
But I did want to talk about, too, because there were also questions about how dating is different, like, now that you've lost weight. And I know that you have only had one girlfriend, right? So, and that was after you had lost weight, right?
My first and only relationship,
Okay. So what's it like now, though? Is it, I mean, so, like, before, I remember we had talked about kind of how you kind of make it a joke.
Yeah, so, like, I didn't have a girlfriend before. I think obviously for reasons like I think that, you know, girls didn't find me attractive because of my weight, which like we talked about earlier. Like I understand that, but I think mainly the reason was I would intentionally pretty much like put myself in the friend zone. I hate using that word, but I would put myself in the friend zone because like I was afraid of getting hurt because in my head I'm like they're not gonna like me anyways because I had no self-esteem, you know, at all. So. I would put myself in this friend zone, so like I wasn't dating girls. But now for me, like if there is a girl that I like, I will let her know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it'll be very obvious, but yeah, it's definitely.
So you do feel more comfortable though? Like,
oh, absolutely.
Now, like
I'm definitely more confident, and I think it's just because of. This might sound silly, but like I feel like the things I've accomplished have given me confidence.
Yeah.
Not even just like weight loss and stuff like that, but like the fact that I've been able to do something that I really wanted really, really bad.
Yeah.
It's made me feel like, okay, like if there's something you really want and you work hard for it, you can get it. And
it gives you substance too.
Exactly.
Like once you do it, like a weight loss journey, especially something so extreme as this, and then also everything that you've been through with like going viral, going on, and all this stuff, your life is completely transformed. So it's like living those things has given you substance to just kind of like as you are as a human.
Yeah.
So you're more adapted, or like assimilated. You have more to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, much more to talk about. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. For me, it's like not really. I just shut myself out completely. Like I wasn't. I don't know. Like when. Well, and I'm kind of still the same. I've never dated. Like I've never been in a relationship. I've never. No, but I'm 19.
Yeah.
People always kind of.
Yeah.
Because when I say that, people are like, "Wait, but how old are you?" And I'm like, "Well, 19." They're like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely weird to.
Probably better, anyways. Honestly.
I don't know.
Teenage relationships are stupid.
Yeah, I guess so. No, I don't know. It's definitely interesting though. I almost wish that I would have while I was overweight, because kind of how we talked about, like, with there being that resentment of how people you know, treat you and stuff. It's kind of like, yeah, it's interesting. It makes me. I feel weird now that that's like a thing all of a sudden because I've lost weight. Like this kind of sucks. But I don't know. But at the same time, it's cool. It's a new thing, and so it's it's fun to have that as a whole. It's like a whole new world open, kind of. But okay. Okay, whether it's a cheat meal, a rough day, or skipping the gym, do you fear of putting weight back on, and how do you cope with that?
That's a good question. So, for me, when I was really struggling with like binge eating and struggling with my diet and like not understanding why I'm not losing weight and all this stuff, right? When that was really in the forefront of my mind, I was definitely more nervous and scared of gaining all the weight back. Because like I just felt like I could not get a grasp on my food, and I could not get a grasp on this stuff. And now that I've, it's been 4 years since I've been, I was my heaviest. I've kind of gotten to a point where I do really feel comfortable with my relationship with food, which for me is huge, because like that's been my biggest thing that like I had to work on, and it's still not perfect. I'm not going to say it's perfect. Yeah. But it's to a point where now I understand how much I would have to change my life from what it is now to ever get back to that point of being 360 pounds, and I know there's just no way, because I wouldn't even enjoy that. So like there's no way I would force myself, because I would literally have to force myself to stop going to the gym and force myself to start eating the way that I did before, which is completely different than I am now, that I'm not at all afraid of it. So if I miss a gym session, or I miss I mess up a meal, it's the fear of gaining all the weight back never comes into my head. The fear of maybe being like bloated the next day definitely is real, but the fear of becoming 360 pounds again is just not. It's not even ever in my mind. Right.
Well, and they always say you didn't gain it overnight. You're not gonna lose it overnight. Exactly. But you have to kind of realize you didn't gain it overnight. So like you're gonna at least realize if you are starting to gain weight and stuff. I personally, I don't really fear gaining weight anymore. I more so fear getting to a place where I would allow myself to gain weight, if that makes sense, because stuff, because that's something I've always dealt with, especially with binging and stuff too. But I don't know, I have weird little habits. Like I keep my size 22 jeans in my closet, and I just like
I have size 56. Yeah. Size 56,
really?
That's what size
oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah. No, and sometimes I reach for them though, and I like try to put them on in the morning, like thinking that, or when I'm shopping, I'll like grab like a 2X, and then I literally will take it to the dressing room with me and everything, like not even realize it, and I put it on. What am I doing? And I hate trying on clothes for that reason now, so then I'll end up coming home, seeing what I brought home with me, and it's literally like 3-4 sizes too big for me. It's like ridiculous. That's funny. So it's kind of, my mind hasn't quite caught up yet, but
it'll get there
eventually, hopefully. All right, so this is a funny one. I think oh no, okay, 2 more. This one's funny though. John, what's your favorite makeup a girl wears? And Morgan, what's your favorite makeup that you wear that makes you feel bomb AF? Because your makeup's always pretty. Love you both. That's from Shannon, HCH. I don't think guys even like makeup.
I don't know anything about makeup.
I know you don't. Okay, so like for me though, Sammy would appreciate this. Just a highlight, boo. Just a highlight, some lipstick. We got it. You know, whatever makes you feel good, because makeup can transform you. That's one thing I'll say. But also, it's kind of like when I was overweight, ridiculous. I would give myself 2 hours in the morning just to do my makeup because that was my one thing that I felt like good about. That's why I perfected my makeup skill. I became a makeup artist and stuff because I was insecure about like everything else. So I think that as women though, it's kind of cool to have something like that when you feel insecure about everything else that you can do. So I don't know if guys have that, but
I've always been kind of jealous. Like I'm like, in the last Q&A we recorded, I had like a huge pimple right here. It's still like almost gone.
You told me how to use Facetune.
I did. I made her take the pimple off my face. Someone commented on my video because I used that picture. They're like, did you really Photoshop your pimple off your face?
Really?
Like,
oh my god, you sure did.
But like, I'm always like, I wish it wasn't taboo for guys to wear makeup every once in a while. Just like, I'm not saying I want to put on makeup, but like, put on
Why not?
I love some
it.
foundation to cover up some like really bad pimples.
That's a video. Nice. I'm gonna do your makeup one day. I'm doing your makeup.
That would be nice. But like for me, I definitely am never like, that girl needs to change her makeup for sure.
No, you don't like it. So like when you see a girl with like a ton of makeup.
A ton of makeup like for me is like a little bit.
It's like,
but like for me, it's like, yo, do your thing. But like the one thing that I'm glad isn't as popular is like the huge wing things.
Oh, that was my jam in high school. That was my jam. I would give myself 10 minutes just to get those wings.
I'm glad that they're that's
going out.
Past. Yeah. Like for me, what I like I don't know. Like, it's just like if a girl like they have makeup on, you can tell they have makeup on, but at the same time it looks like they don't. That's awesome.
They look like a person.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
All right. That's a good answer. Okay. Last question. What is your go-to when out with friends who want to eat unhealthy? Do you feel you need to pick something clean, or do you just pick what you want?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I'm just gonna try and answer that off the top of my head. So, one thing when I was losing weight and like that was my main focus, when I would go out to eat, I would try and force myself to get like the healthiest thing I could. Like I would ask, like, can I just get a chicken breast with vegetables on the side? Please don't cook the chicken in oil and blah, you know, everything that you say. Because like, and it was, or I would get a salad. Usually that's what I would actually get, like a salad and be like dressing on the side. Let me get the lightest dressing possible. You know, don't put croutons on the salad. Don't put this on the. Don't put any toppings. You know, everything on the side. Basically, salad with everything on the side except for maybe the chicken. You can put grilled chicken.
That's some dedication, man.
Right? That's what I would do when I would go out to eat with friends. But it wasn't only just because like I need to be healthy, like because I need to lose weight. It was like I want to prove to everyone that I'm doing well.
Oh, okay.
And like so I was like trying to prove to everyone else I was eating with that I'm healthy by eating a salad.
Right.
But now what I do when I go out to eat is I just kind of, you know, eat what I want, but I feel like I make really smart choices, and like I'm not tracking macros right now either, so I just like, if there's a grilled option, that's usually what I'll go with, like a grilled chicken sandwich, or what I always do is, obviously I never get calories in my drinks, so I'll just get a water, and if I'm really like, feeling like I want something sweet, I'll get like an iced tea, or something like that, and get like, you know, sweetener, and I'll put that in there.
Yeah.
And then one thing that I'll do is like, if there are appetizers, if it comes with free chips and salsa, what I'll do is like, if I'm really feeling like I don't want to deal with the extra calories, and especially the extra sodium that comes in those chips and salsa, is I'll just be like, hey, just don't bring the chips. You know what I'm saying? Because I know myself, and I'll just keep eating.
Don't bring the bread. Bread's my weakness.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I go to Olive Garden, it's like, oh gosh, it's so good. But yeah, and then my go-to now is like just trying to make the smart option. Like, and then luckily, especially if you're going to like a chain-ish place that has a couple, usually they'll have the calories on the side, so you can kind of look and be like, okay, this has this many calories. And then another thing I'll do, I know this is kind of getting off topic, but normally if I'm going out to eat somewhere, I kind of know in advance so I can plan my day.
Right.
Especially if I'm trying to be stricter with my calories, I can plan my day, because normally I'll go out to eat at night, right? So eat a little bit less throughout the day. Don't like completely not eat anything, but like eat a little bit less. If you normally put like peanut butter in your oatmeal, maybe just be like, okay, today I'm not gonna put the peanut butter in my oatmeal, because there's definitely gonna be a lot more fat in the food you're eating out with your friends than there would be if you made it at home, right? So save your fats for when you're out to eat, and then try and make little adjustments. But
it's just about being intentional. Like if you really just think about it, it's literally just using your brain, because
almost anywhere can be healthy and you might have to be annoying to the waiter, but
they don't care. Well, maybe they do care, but honestly, like basically anywhere you go that's like a public restaurant, they're gonna work with you. Like they kind of have to. You know, it's like it's their job. But with friends though, is that ever weird for you? Like at first?
No, especially in the beginning, like, people knew how bad I wanted it, so they were super, you know, and then now, pretty much all the people I hang out with, like, work out too, and, like, they understand the lifestyle I live, and, like, a lot of times if I'm going out to eat, like, we all have kind of been like, we're gonna go out to eat, we're gonna eat food, we're gonna eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't want to eat bad, I just want to go out to eat. Just because for me, it doesn't bother me, like, I can eat at home all the time, because I save money too, so... if I am going out to eat, it's usually my choice. It's not like I'm being forced to. So if I am out there, might as well eat some food.
Yeah, and be your own person, because it's so easy to just like feel like you have to eat what everyone else is eating. See, for me, it's kind of interesting because when I first had surgery, it was more so people were worried that I wasn't eating enough. So like I actually felt, so like you said, you felt like you had to show everyone that you were being like super on point and stuff with your diet. I felt like I had to like prove to people that I was eating enough. So I would like over-order.
And not eat anything throughout the day kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
So you try to eat as much as you can.
Exactly. And with the way that my stomach works, like, I kind of just had to let everyone know, like, listen, I'm going to be full in a few bites, but I swear in 10 minutes, like, just eat a little slow, because in 10 minutes, I'm going to be hungry again. Just give me a little time, I'll eat all this, but, like, yeah, no. It's a trip. Weight loss surgery is a whole different kind of sort of thing, but...
Awesome.
I think that's our last question. Thank you for filming this with me again.
No problem.
And it was kind of
Thanks for driving 3 hours down here.
I know. I came for the fun. You have to come later. You're gonna come. Sammy and Brian, we're gonna go try Brian's favorite pho place. And I've only had pho once, so I am stoked. But this guy's CrossFit, right? What's
you
new?
Know me.
What's new? Alrighty, so I don't do outros. I'm still trying to come up with one. You gotta help me figure it out.
Peace.
Peace. Bye. Peace. No, do yours.
Oh.
It's more fun.
I don't know if I can. Look at my